Hi, my name is Shannon and I work for Cobb County Public Library, and I have a really cool story to share with you today. It's called Goodnight Astronaut, written by astronaut Scott Kelly, illustrated by Izzy Burton. Did you catch what's really cool about this book? It's called Goodnight Astronaut and it's written by a real astronaut. Are you excited? I am. Let's read this book together. Goodnight Astronaut. I was born for adventure, a blur of motion and energy times two. Twin trailblazers up for anything. They're twins. His astronaut helmet says Mark, and his astronaut helmet says Scott. But even explorers get tired. We fight sleep like an enemy. Mom says rest is our friend. If you close your eyes and dare to dream, you can go anywhere. You can do anything. Good night, my astronauts. Beds are boring, but sleeping high off the ground, snug in our bags like cocoons, takes us a step closer to the moon. The yard seems awake and alive. The stars are our shimmering nightlights. On a family cruise, our boat rocks us to sleep, feet to feet, in our matching berths. When the waves are rough, we bounce into the air and float just for a second, like we are in the zero gravity of space. As brothers grow up, we chase dreams of our own. On my first solo adventure, the woods seem so big and my tent feels so small. The hard ground cradles me as the wind lulls me to sleep. Come morning, I carry my home in a pack on my back, ready to chart my new path. At school on the ocean, sailors crowd the ship decks, learning to steer. I take the helm, watching the horizon, exploring the high seas. Then I grab some sleep in a narrow bunk stacked 3 beds tall. Sleep tight, crewmates. Can you see that? It's like a 3-person bunk bed. Why do you think it's a 3-person bunk bed? Maybe because there's not a lot of room for sleeping on a boat like that, so they have to fit as many crewmates as possible. Sliding silently through the sea, we patrol the depths under the crushing weight of water, safe in a long metal tube with no day and no night. We're secret sentries, guarding against danger in our submarine below the ocean waves, using the periscope to lift our eyes above the water. When our watch is over, we eat in the mess, then hot rack to sleep, taking turns because there are more people than beds. On the submarine, they have to share beds. That submarine is way smaller than that big boat, isn't it? The skies called me back up to the surface to become a floating pilot. I'm always go for launch in a jet called a Tomcat on a carrier ship. In a cockpit on a flight deck, strapped in tight, I stand the alert. But waiting can be tiring, so a quick combat nap keeps me ready to fly whenever and wherever I'm needed. Now he's sleeping in a fighter jet. This man sleeps in a lot of interesting places. Icy woods are chilling, a frozen world like the darkness of space. We learn to survive in this dangerous place and sleep in a snow house tucked in between friends. Our wintry blanket keeps us warm inside, but not too toasty, or our shelter will melt around us. Aquanauts learn to be astronauts living under the sea. I sleep in a fishbowl, dreaming of space, the place I long to be, as the sea life looks in, wondering what aliens have invaded their watery home. Look at all those fish peeking at him. As I sleep under a clear bubble in the far north, the aurora borealis paints the night sky with a rainbow of color from the solar wind bumping into Earth's outer reaches. The dancing lights put on a magical show. A yurt is the perfect shelter for a high alpine perch, Mount Everest Base Camp, near the highest place on Earth. There's so little oxygen, it sometimes hurts to breathe. More stars than I've ever seen seem close enough to touch. After all the training, hard work, and dreaming, I finally leave the Earth on a shuttle called Discovery. An astronaut at last, I work and sleep with our crew of 7 in a workspace the size of a double-decker minivan. Spending Christmas among the stars is an unforgettable gift. One brother on Earth and the other above. One watches over our planet as the other watches over our families. Then we switch places. Now it's my turn to live in space for a whole year. I learn to sleep in a bag hanging on a wall as visions of our beautiful planet fill my mind and my heart. Many trips, many missions. Our shared dreams have come true. Of all the places I've gone and the places I've slept, I've come to discover that home is the best. In my cozy bed with my family nearby, I sleep soundly, knowing my mission is done. So good night, future astronaut. Start dreaming. Your adventures await. And if you check this book out and bring it home, there's extra special stuff in the back. It's pictures of the brothers in real life, and it tells you what they were up to. I'll let you discover that on your own. The end. What did you think? I thought that this was a really special book, Goodnight Astronaut, written by a real astronaut, Scott Kelly. I really enjoyed sharing it with you today, and I hope that you enjoyed listening to it. And I hope that if you're interested, you might bring it home so you can read the cool stuff in the back and look at the real photographs of Scott and Mark. Well, thank you so much for sharing this book with me today. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day, and I'll see you next time for another story. Bye.